altruistic joy or appreciative joy. Yesterday I mentioned that when we practice one, others also practice at the same time. When we practice metta, at the same time we practice karuna, mudita, upekha. These four are one unit. And therefore, what we said yesterday on metta can apply for karuna, mudita, upekha, because they all practice the same way, providing one direction, the second, third, fourth, up, down, and across. We practice all these four. So, we say, having seen that all beings like oneself have desire for happiness, one should methodically develop mudita, appreciative joy, towards all beings. And when we do that, we say the same thing. May I be happy and free from suffering and always like myself. May my friends, neutral persons, and hostile beings be happy. May all beings in this village, in this state, in other countries, and in all the world systems be ever happy. So we want them to be happy like ourselves. We don't become jealous of their happiness, and we want to have happiness for ourselves. And may all persons, individuals, beings, creatures in all world systems be ever be happy. So too may all women, men, noble ones, non-noble ones, gods, humans, and beings in the lower worlds be happy. May all beings in the 10 directions be happy. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from afflictions. May I be free from worry. May I live happily as I am. So also may my teachers, spiritual guides, parents, and family, indifferent, and all hostile beings be free from hatred. May they be free from affliction. May they be free from worry. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune, justly acquired. All have come as their own. All have come as their own. May all who are in this temple, in Bhavana society, in this village, town, country, galaxy, and may all beings, all beings, high beings, devas who are in this place, all beings, all living things, all creatures, all persons, all those who have arrived at the state of individuality, all women, all men, all noble ones, all non-noble ones, all gods, all humans, all non-humans, all those who have fallen in woeful states of existence, be free from hatred. May they be free from worry, may they be free from fear, may may they live happily, may they be pleased, released from suffering, may they not be deprived of their fortune justly acquired, all have come as their own. Now, mudita or gladness as one of the divine abidings is always in the sense of gladness and others' success, sometimes rendered as altruistic joy or sympathetic joy. And this arises especially when among acquaintances, among friends, among family members, among neighbors, and so forth. For instance, you and your friend sit for an examination, and even though the other person is your friend, when the results come out, if your friend has got better grade than you, how you feel? That time you feel jealous. That is the time you should feel joy for his success, happy for his success. That is called appreciative joy. You both have same qualification and apply for a job. He gets a job, you don't get it. How do you feel? You feel jealous. You forget the friendship. At that time you forget the friendship. You feel jealous. If you are able to be happy in his success, in getting job, you practice appreciative joy. You see, one who begins the development of gladness should not start with the dear persons. That is one requirement. And then for a dear person is not the approximate cause of gladness merely in virtue of being of dearness. How much less the neutral and the hostile person. One of the opposite sex and one is dead are also not the field of appreciative joy. When somebody is dead and successful before the person's death, that person was very successful, you cannot be jealous of that person is already gone. However, the very dear companion can be the proximate cause for it, one who in the one who is called the uh, boon companions. Each good companion. And you have to start loving your appreciative joy with your friend, as I mentioned earlier. So he should be the first to be provided with gladness before you go to your neighbors or other unknown people. As I mentioned, when you and your friend take an examination, your friend becomes successful and you totally fail. That is the time to start with your mudita, to appreciate your joy. And so Buddha said, and how does the bhikkhu does pervading one direction with his heart and imbued with gladness, So Buddha asked this question. Just as he would be glad on seeing dear and beloved person, so he provides all beings with gladness. Just like we practice metta, we practice gladness or appreciative joy all around. May all other beings who are successful in this world, in wealth, education, health, having good family background and so forth, if they are successful, we must be glad to hear or see them successful. But if his boon companion or the dear person was happy in the past, but is not unlucky and unfortunate, but now, in the past he was successful, but now unlucky and unfortunate, then gladness can still be aroused by remembering his past happiness and apprehending the gladness, glad aspect in his achievement. And we must say, in the past he had great wealth, a great following, and he was always glad. Or gladness can be aroused by apprehending the future glad aspect in him in this way. So in the past he was successful, now he is not successful. So we must be glad that he was successful then, even though he is not successful now. And also in future he will again enjoy similar success as he will go about and involve palanquin, going in gold palanquin on the back of elephants or horseback and so on. That person has private jet in modern language. You see, he has a very big yachts, ships. Now, I don't have any of that. And still I must be happy for his success, for having his Lamborghini, Rolls Royce, Bentley. I don't have them. But I'm happy that he has them. So, instead of developing resentment, hostility, rivalry, jealous towards such a person, he must be happy. That is joy. So he should break down all the barriers by means of mental impartiality towards the four, and this is towards these three and himself. And by cultivating that sign, developing and repeatedly practicing it, he should increase the absorption to a triple and a quadruple jhanas. That is, when we have this kind of practice, our mind becomes free from resentment and anger, and that helps us to gain joy, pleasure, happiness, and then even gain concentration and attain even jhana. And we say, of all, this is the great medicine for curing the disease of jealousy. People who are full of jealous are not really healthy. They have some mental unhealthy state. In the spiritual sense, in the Buddha's teaching, mind should be free from jealousy in order to have a healthy mind. And therefore, Buddha has recommended Dhamma medicine. We recite it every day in our chanting. Of all the medicines in the world, manifold and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore, O monks, drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, you will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, you will be quenched, free from craving. What does it mean? We will be ageless and beyond death. That means you have to be born to grow old. You have to be born to die. That means you will not be born to die. You will not be born to age, meaning attaining enlightenment, liberating yourself from samsaric existence. It goes that far when mind is free from this mental state. Becoming happy in somebody's happiness or success or gladness produced by the success of others, that's called pamodana. Pamodana means happiness. Pamodana means excessive happiness. As I mentioned, as a friend, when you see your friend successful, peaceful, healthy, and happy, you rejoice in his or her success, peace, health, and happiness. This is how we shall cultivate it. In Pali and Sanskrit, this simply means rejoicing in others' happiness. The traditional example of the mind state of mudita, mind filled with mudita, is the attitude of a parent observing growing child's accomplishment and success. I think we mentioned this parents, mother and father don't know what kind of baby is going to be delivered. The four Brahmayaras, one example, four Brahmayaras. Of course, today, because of this modern science and technology, you will be able to tell whether the baby is going to be boy or girl or healthy or unhealthy physically. But even today, in this technologically advanced period of our life, you really don't know whether the child you are going to deliver is going to be a thief, robber, murderer. You don't know. You don't know whether he's going to be a saint, whether he's going to be a monk or nun. You don't know that. You don't know whether this child is going to be your enemy or whether the child is going to be a friendly person. This child is going to be successful or unsuccessful, you don't know. Without knowing any of these things, you take care of this embryo. Do everything possible to, if you like children, if you do everything possible to support, help, and have a child. After birth, so that is metta. Not knowing what kind of child you are going to deliver, you just practice metta towards that embryo. And karuna, compassion, when the baby is born, people love the baby so much, have so much compassion, they don't want the baby to be hurt, even by mosquito bite. If you see the baby is bitten by mosquitoes and you can find some red spot on the body, baby's body, you feel it as it happened to you. It is you who feel pain because of your compassion towards the baby. Appreciative joy is when the baby is grown, going to school, play with other children, first start crawling, standing, taking one step to walk, and then start playing with other children, go to school, come home with good grades, and became the leader of the class and so forth. When the baby does all this improvement, you rejoice in it. You don't become jealous. You rejoice. Then the last is equanimity. When the baby is grown up and grown to an adult, to be an adult, and then have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and when they marry, they have an apartment, bank account, and good job, and good vehicle, and so forth and so on. That time, even though the child is away from you, you know that the person is doing well. You have equanimous state of mind. All these four Brahma Viharas are within parents. And they are therefore called Brahmas. Brahma is Mata Pitaro. Brahma is the one who has all these four qualities. loving friendliness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity. Only Brahmas. And therefore, on the human world, in this world, Brahma are mother and father. Because they have these four qualities. And then, of course, the enemy of appreciative joy is what? Jealousy. And therefore, we develop mudita or values exactly the same way as we cultivate appreciation, loving friendliness. And then, very close friend is the object that we start the practice. And then, uh, so the person must break down the barriers by means of impartiality towards this, towards the other person, towards the person. And, and towards four people. What are the four? Unspecified persons in these five ways. They all breathe in this, as I mentioned earlier. All breathers, all persons, all those who have personality, be free from enmity, afflictions, and anxiety, and live happily. That is one way of practicing metta, mudita, karuna, and upekkha. And then the second way I mentioned is pervading specified persons in these seven ways. We mentioned them already. Seven ways. May all women, number two, all men, number three, all noble ones, number four, non-noble ones, number five, all deities, number six, all human beings, number seven, all in a state of misery. These are the seven categories. And directional practice of mudita, appreciate joy. Directions. May all beings, all breathing things, etc. Again, all women, etc. In eastern direction, southeastern direction, southern direction, southwestern direction, western direction, northwestern direction, northern direction, northeastern direction, and up and down. These are 10 directions. This is called directional practice of mudita. Just like metta. Wherever you find Buddha talking about metta, there you always find he mentioned about practicing mudita. And therefore, these always go together. When this meditation development and the mind deliverance of unspecified joys through any of these kinds of aspirations, he obtained these 11 advantages that we mentioned earlier with regard to metta. In metta practice, we have 11 benefits. Same 11 benefits we have in mudita practice. Same 11 you will see in compassionate practice, karuna practice. Same 11 benefits you find in equanimity practice. I think you all know these 11 benefits. Let me refresh your memory. Number one, it sleeps in comfort. Number two, wakes up in comfort. Number three, dreams no evil dreams. Number four, he is dear to human beings. Number five, dear to non-human beings. Number six, deities guard him. Devata Rakkanti. Number seven, fire, poison, weapon do not affect him. Number eight, his mind is easily concentrated. Number 10, the expression of his face is serene. Number 10, actually number 9. Number 10, he dies unconfused state of mind. Number 11, if he penetrates no higher, he will be reborn in the Brahma realms. Now, Uttering Apatividyanto. That means through the practice of metta, if one does not attain stream entry, once eternal, never eaten, and arahanthood, these are the higher states, then he will be reborn in Brahma. One may wonder how these four Brahma Viharas help person attain higher state of enlightenment. And there's no higher state of enlightenment. How? As I mentioned, all these are mentally created. Metta is mentally created, karuna is mentally created, mudita is mentally created, and upekkha mentally created. Loving friendliness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity all are mentally created. Yankinki abhisankatan abhisanketita sampanta nirodhama. Whatever mentally created, that is impermanent, unsatisfactory, and subject to change, subject to cease, and subject to disappearance. You can see this statement in discourse called Madhyama Nikaya, discourse called Attaka Nagara Sutta. Attaka Nagara Sutta. When a man called Dasama approached Venerable Ananda and asked him, Venerable Sir, can you tell me one thing that helped someone attain liberation? So Venerable Ananda gave 11 things. And one of the 11 things is the practice of the 4 of 11 things. Practice of metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha. Loving friendliness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity. And he said each of them is mentally created. Whatever is mentally created is subject to impermanence. When you practice, when we focus your mind on impermanence, it entails unsatisfactory and non-self. What you do, you practice vipassana, anicca, dukkha, anatta. The goal of vipassana practice is to see these three, anicca, dukkha, anatta. When you see anicca, dukkha, anatta, you will attain liberation. So even though metta practice is in itself, it is not mentioned, but when you practice metta, you definitely can attain liberation. Even in Karaniya Metta Sutta, ends saying, Dittincha Anubhagamma Silo, Dasane Dhammono, Kamasu Vinayakena Nahijatu, Gabba Sayam Purati. Kamasu Vinayakena, having overcome attachment to craving, one will not take rebirth again. Karnimita Sutta. That means when you etam sati manitya, practicing this mindfulness, sati there means mindfulness in Karnimita Sutta, you read it again and again. I think most of the traditional Buddhists know it by heart, and we recite it every day at lunchtime. In these lines, you can see it is a subject of loving friendliness as well as subject of vipassana, and eventually it leads to the attainment of liberation. Garbhajaya never take rebirth again, he says. And therefore, among these 11 benefits, last one is if you do not attain enlightenment, you will be reborn in Brahma. Appreciated we mentioned it several times already. We don't see that, we don't think that it's a sort of selfless practice. There's a real selflessness to see somebody's success, somebody's happiness, and we do not, even if our enemies, suppose somebody is caught by the police and brought to the court, and after prosecution, after hearing the case, judge will decide to send him to life time, sent to jail for the life, or sentenced to death. You will not be happy. Even if it is your enemy, you will not be happy that you go to jail, that you go to gallows. Even then you think, oh, I wish he is, I wish he will, I wish he will be free-formed. I wish he will continue his normal life with his family. I wish he has a good health. I wish he will be rehabilitated. That is why we wish we have appreciative joy. Because you want him to live and you want him to be healthy. You want him and his family to be happy. Nobody likes to die. When he dies, his family will be unhappy. Family will be in pain. Relatives will be in pain. When we practice appreciate your joy, you don't like that. You like even your enemy to be successful and live happily. So, uh, so sometimes somebody gives uh, good Dhamma talk. Somebody gives Dhamma talk. And a monk. And you would ask another person, how is his Dhamma talk? It is not very good. Everybody said that was a very good talk. How is that talk? Jealous person will say, not good enough. But it's okay for him just to train himself, learn himself. He doesn't want to appreciate it. He doesn't want to say that's just an excellent Dhamma talk. If you are practicing mudita, appreciate your joy, you say, even it is a mediocre kind of Dhamma talk, in order to encourage him, you say, good Dhamma talk. So that person will be happy, glad, be encouraged to give more Dhamma talk. And he will improve it. He will improve on his Dhamma talk. If you run him down and say, yeah, he's lousy Dhamma talk. He does not know Dhamma. I can give him better talk like him, like that. So your performance should be appreciated in order to make you feel happy. Uh, actually, uh, use sometimes uh, I know a monk, very famous monk. He had disciples who was very popular Dhamma teacher. One day his famous teacher was listening to his disciples' Dhamma talk. At the end of he said, I too give Dhamma, same Dhamma. I also deliver the same Dhamma, same kind of Dhamma. But you seem to have mastered the real plan of giving Dhamma talks. You see, his teacher was listening to the students' Dhamma sermon. And the teacher told the student, after the student gave Dhamma talk, teacher told the students, you, you see dear, I also tell people the same thing. But I don't know the way how you explain it so clearly. You are master in planning, teaching Dhamma more clearly than I do. You are a real genius. So the teacher praised the student rather than becoming jealous. Sometimes teachers can become jealous of students' success. And this particular teacher said, we also do the same Dhamma talk, same kind of thing, explain the same way. But I don't know the style and the system, method that you adapted to make people understand better. So the teacher appreciated the students. Dhamma Saman. sometimes, uh, this is not a secret. In the same family, sometimes mother becomes jealous of the daughter's beauty. Daughter is more beautiful, and mother is now getting little older, and daughter is getting more and more beautiful. Mother becomes jealous. Sometimes son becomes more and more successful, father becomes jealous of the son. One brother becomes successful, other brothers become jealous of him. Don't you see this in the society? This happens. And therefore it doesn't have to be outsiders, societies, friends, within the same family. You can see among children, one child may be girl, may be jealous of her brother. She may be very jealous. But from childhood, we have to train our mind to appreciate others' success, others' health, others' beauty, others' achievement. We must say, well, she or he deserves what he got. She or a girl is more beautiful, mother can be happy. Well, my girl has done good karma. She's beautiful. It's good. I'm very happy. I'm very proud of my beautiful daughter. Mother should be happy. And that makes her sleep well, get up well, her face become pleasing to others, human, non-human, and so on. Then there will be very happy, peaceful family. Either if it is otherwise, then there will not be happy family. When sometimes we have a circle of friends, and somebody out of your circle of friends becomes successful. All of you become jealous of that person. That even can lead to crimes. Long ago, I wrote an article, I don't remember when. Crime Nursery is the title. Crime Nursery. Crime Nursery is the family. In the family, harmony, unity, relationship, friendship, uh, appreciative joy is diminishing, rivalry and jealousy can increase. And therefore, psychologically, it is very important for us to learn to appreciate others' success, especially in our families. And that is what we bring out to the society. So we practice appreciation the same way we practice mindfulness, loving friendliness. We must think with appreciative joy. We should talk with appreciative joy. Somebody who may be jealous. Suppose I become successful. There is another monk, for instance, who may be very, very jealous of me. If somebody talked about me in front of him, he said, well, he's okay, but is such and such a thing he does. So he finds something very tiny little fault in me to run me down in front of the other person. Even though the other person is talking in praise of me, other person is very jealous and he says, it's okay, but he says, he's okay, but if you say but, that means he is jealous. So, uh, suppose you want to give some gift to somebody, you don't like that person that much, but somebody is going to give a gift to that person. And it may be very expensive gift. And you tell the person, I want to give such and such a gift to so and so. Then he said, he doesn't need this kind of expensive things. He doesn't like very expensive thing. Give him this something less expensive. Because he's jealous of other person receiving expensive gift. When you praise somebody, a person who is jealous would say something just to make you feel uncomfortable for praising the person. So, practicing appreciative joy is not very easy. Jealousy is much more difficult than practicing living friendliness. Uh, so Buddha said, because cultivating skillfulness, it is possible to cultivate skillfulness. If it were not possible to cultivate skillfulness, I would not say because cultivate skillfulness. He said it in Bhavana book. Since it is possible to cultivate skillfulness, I say because cultivate skillfulness. If cultivating skillfulness causes detriment and suffering, I would not say because cultivate skillfulness. Since the cultivation of skillfulness brings benefit and happiness, I say because cultivate skillfulness. So Buddha said in Dhamma, in okay, Anguttara Nikaya. Anyway, um, great persons like Sariputta, Moggallana and so forth, uh, they appreciate each other. Uh, you see in Madhyama Nikaya, there's a very beautiful discourse. I have no time to explain the entire discourse. Whenever Sariputta had heard, whenever Mantaniputta was very good in explaining Dhamma. So one day, whenever Sariputta heard that Manthaniputra came to see the Buddha, but he had not seen him before. So when Sariputta came to see the Buddha, another monk told Sariputta, Venerable Sir, you, there's a very great monk called Manthaniputra. He's in such and such a place. Go and have a conversation. So Sariputta went and have a conversation. And at the end of the conversation, Venerable Sariputta asked Manthaniputra, Venerable Sir, what is the Venerable One's name and how do his companions in the holy life know the Venerable One? He asked, who asked? Venerable Sariputta. Then Venerable Manthaniputra said, my name is Purna and my companions in the holy life know me as Manthaniputra. Expressing his appreciative joy, Venerable Sariputta said, it is wonderful, friends, it is marvelous. Each performance, it is a profound question, has been answered point by point by the Venerable Manthaniputra. As learned disciple who understand the teacher and Buddha's teacher's dispensation correctly, it is gain for me, his companions in the holy life. It is great gain for them that they have to have the opportunity to see the Venerable Manthaniputra, even if it were by carrying the Venerable Manthaniputra around cushion on their heads, that is companions in the holy life would get the opportunity to see and honor him. It would be gain for them, great gain for them. And it is gain for us, great gain for us, that we have the opportunity to see and honor the Venerable Manthaniputra. Who said this? Sariputta said that. Then Manthaniputra and Sariputta, what is the Venerable's name and how do his companions in his holy life know the Venerable? Then Sariputta answered, my name is Upatissa. Friend, and my companions in the holy life know me as Sariputta. He was so humble. Then when Manthaniputra said to Sariputta, indeed, friend, we did not know that we were talking with the Venerable Sariputta, the disciple who is like the teacher himself. If we had known that this was Venerable Sariputta, we would not have said so much. He also praised Venerable Sariputta the same way as Venerable Sariputta praised Manthaniputra. Now, this is how they appreciate each other, instead of becoming jealous. Even though they did not know each other, later on they came to know each other, and Venerable Sariputta asked many questions. You can see Ratha Vinita Sutta in Madhyama Nikaya. What is called relay chariot in English, relay chariot, discourse. At the end, they both praised each other instead of becoming jealous. Now, this is how, friends, we maintain friendship, cordiality, and I think that much is enough for today's Dhamma talk. And I think our time also is up. And I'm glad that we had this opportunity to bring out the meaning of these words. Normally, when you put on metta, on metta, other three noble practices we lay down, not emphasize, not giving equal value. And today, in this retreat, we thought of giving equal value to all the four. Have a wonderful day and see you next.